Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Sunday! This is Devils After Dark, a victorious Devils After Dark. We're live in the Primetime Radio studios. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Scotty of SiriusXM Liquid Metal, streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Devils beating the Washington Capitals in overtime. The captain, my captain, the captain, I don't know. I'll save it for the Happy Devils recap, Scotty. What a game today. What a game today. Scotty, you're muted. I don't hear you in my ear. Crap. Uh-oh. Something went wrong. Uh-oh. Facebook Live, can you hear us? I can't even hear. I can't hear you, Scotty. I must have screwed up. Oh, that's
okay.
Why. Yeah, I had
that's
you.
All right.
I had you on the B channel.
Yeah, no problem.
This is what happens when you do things live.
It happens.
I sounded good,
yes.
Didn't I? Oh, okay.
You sounded great. You sounded great. I was saying, what an intro from Sam Wu right there. He had to think about what day it was for a second there, and then, that's how excited he is. He forgot what day it was, forgot to take us off the backup, so now we can talk to everybody on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Twitter Live, and yes, ring them hell's bells, because what another exciting victory for the comeback kids in Washington. Our new arch nemesis, one of our top rogues gallery over there, the old Washington Capitals. But the boys pull it out with Coach Nazardine running the show once again as Coach Ruff is zooming in. That's nice. Nice to hear. That's nice to hear. He's zooming in. I know I do a lot of Zoom calls with my staff, and I work very well with it. So it's good to see that the boys keeping it simple and getting the big 4-3 overtime victory, not collapsing in the end. And wow, just again, what a game. And did they show us up? We said it was going to be a test for them. We were just hoping. We said, oh man, they better win in Buffalo because the next few are going to be a rough start. Well, good. This is what we wanted. We wanted them to prove us wrong. So let's run it down right now. Big recap of what happened in this game. And again, Devils played a full 60 minutes. They played with 4 lines, and they definitely showed that finish. We had a Homer Simpson moment from Mackenzie Blackwood there, the classic situation there, where he just kind of gave the puck to Eller. Whatever. It happened. But the boys bounced back. Let's roll through it all. Skating well throughout. For these early games, you never know how teams are going to come out. But the Devils came out skating real good. And just like we talked about in recent games, Yanni Kuokkanen, Igor Sharangovich, 2 key essential parts to the success that we did have in 2020. And they weren't showing as much this year. Maybe they were going through the sophomore slump. And we said, hey, these guys have got to get going. And you know what? Both of them, again, made significant contributions to the win, starting off with Igor Sharangovich, the game-opening goal, a wrister at 7:15 of the first from PK Subban and Jackie boy, Jack Hughes. And what happened there? Again, we talked about it. Keeping it simple. All right? Igor put home a rebound. Jack Hughes took the puck, shot it on net, and Igor got in the lane, went and drove the net, and was able to get the rebound and slam it home for his 7th goal of the season. And it's really important to get Igor going. We really do have to. And now he's on a 3-game point streak, which is very nice to see. We'll knock on wood because we don't want to jinx him. But this is something that needed to happen because we needed that secondary production. A lot of people talked about the absence of Miles Wood. Miles Wood was someone you can kind of rely on for about that like 15 goal mark. to have that little offensive threat. We need that secondary scoring. Yegor Sharangovich started there with his 7th. And then about 4 minutes later, Sam Wu's best friend, he was so excited in the text message. He used his beloved nickname for him, old butt puck, Damon Severson, came through, and wow, what a pass from Dawson Mercer. And who got the secondary assist on it? Who were we talking about? Yanni Kuokkanen. On those first 2 goals, Yanni and Yegor figure into both of them. And it was Kuokkanen, what we saw him do a lot with Yegor Sharangovich and Jack Hughes last year. He was working the puck along the boards, keeping the play alive, keeping that possession. He was able to get it to Dawson Mercer, who made just an amazing cross-ice pass to Damon Severson, who had the sharp angle, far side shot. I mean, it was a beaut. It was a beaut. Sam Wu, we all like to joke and have fun at Damon Severson's expense. We've done it plenty of times, but wow, what a play. And listen, we'll talk about it because Damon Severson, he giveth here, but he almost taketh away in overtime as well, which we will get to. Yes, no, I mean, it was a great play.
I just want to remark about that goal. It's not the same type of setting, but man, didn't it look familiar of Elias in 2000 when he flipped the puck from the corner right to Jason Arnott? It's not the similar scenario, but it's just wow. And anytime you shoot like that, Damon Severson, you've got confidence. You've got confidence. Yes. Like he had it. He did it with authority, and he made sure that puck went in the back of the net. I just wanted to comment on that.
No, I mean, I'm just looking at my notes here too, and I'm just like, Severson puts the sharp angle on the far side. I mean, that's a shot that takes some talent to do. I mean, that was, pinpoint accurate, and just, I don't know. I was definitely impressed with it when you slow it down, and we're gonna have a couple more shots like that we're impressed with. But as we talked about, getting Quokes going, getting Sharangovich going, both of them figure in on to those first 2 goals. And I know Yanni Kuokkanen also drew a holding penalty, I think, or a tripping penalty later in the game as well. So very nice to see there. Ryan Graves made some big blocks as well. A great clear on an Ovechkin shot. And then when did Nico take that shot? I don't know if Nico blocked that puck in the first or the second. I can't remember. But Nico Hischier also with a big monster block off his ankle. I believe it was in the first, because then he still did the intermission report with Erica. Now that is a captain.
Oh, I know.
All right, there. Blocking the shot, being barely able to skate, playing the rest of the period, and then still doing the walk-off interview. Woo! I mean, that's a number 1 star in my book right there. He got the number 1 star anyway, but just for that right there, he gets the number 1 star. But speaking of Nico as well, something that happened to us last year, we saw Nico Hischier take an errant puck to the face. And last year, it was up in his eye. And, it was right after he came back, and then we lost him for another extended time. Now, this game, Dougie Hamilton took one which looked like it hit him square in the jaw. It looked like one of those like Mike Tyson punches to the jaw. And Dougie Hamilton skated off. He did not come back and play in the remainder of the game. I haven't heard any reports on it. If any of the many who are watching us now on Facebook Live, Twitter Live, and YouTube Live, thank you so much. Horns up. Please put your comments in the chat now so we can chat about them in a little bit. But you get worried in that situation.
I got an update.
Okay.
It's not much, but from Amanda Stein, Dougie Hamilton took the puck to the face and went to the hospital to be evaluated. Nazardine says he's doing okay right now. Okay, so that's
all right. This is what I was concerned with. Is that is like, it looked like the way that puck landed on him or hit him in the face would almost be like getting clocked with like a boxing, right hand, just boom, catching you right on the jaw, or UFC or whatever. Use your own mixed martial arts favorite there and put it in.
Mhm.
But now you're concerned with a concussion protocol.
Yep.
B, also, does he have a broken jaw, which can give him like a migraine for the next 2 weeks, which is not fun
Yeah.
to play hockey with.
Yeah.
So there is some concern there with Dougie Hamilton because, as we talked about in these recent games, he's been a big key to our success, especially on the power play with the boys keeping it simple, working the cycle, and giving it to Dougie, who's been either blasting it home or, like we saw in the Oilers game, finding Jack Hughes on a fake blast pass where Jack then ripped it home. So Dougie has been key to that. It was very quick when it happened. I know I didn't catch it. I know Dano on the broadcast said he didn't catch it as well, that Dougie wasn't taking a shift. So just something to keep an eye on as Devils fans. Hopefully it's not like a broken jaw or anything else like that may keep him out for an extended period of time. And maybe he only misses one game. Maybe he only misses the next game and, he's back. But either way, we'll keep an eye on it. Also need to keep an eye on Ty Smith and another just bad passes, just bad passes. It's like Will Butcher 2.0 here, like with the phenomenal rookie season. Then all of a sudden the sophomore slump just really bad. I don't know what's going on there, but the Devils kind of turned into classic Devils there at the end of the first period, where they got extremely scrambly within the last minute, and John Carlson put home, it was a good shot, high over the shoulder of Blackwood with under a minute to go in the first, and you got a little worried there, like, oh boy, they played so good, and then that feeling of, that last minute scramble, that last minute, and then you go into the intermission with, you play so well for, 19 minutes and 20 seconds. And then all of a sudden in the last 40 seconds or 30 seconds of the period, you give all the momentum back to the Capitals. Okay. So that's kind of what happened there. However, right at the start of the second period, Captain strikes back. Ba, ba, ba-da, ba, ba-da, ba, ba-da. Big response right off the start of the second period. 22 seconds in, Nico Hischier puts home his 5th goal of the season. And what is something that we have talked about from Nico? We know he makes all the players on the ice around him better. We know he's going to put up those assists. We just needed him to start chipping in those goals. And it looks like they are starting to happen. Maybe he is finally healthy. Maybe he's past his COVID, everything else. He's got his energy back up to 100%. You saw him wrecking house out there. He's all over the ice. He's grinding on the boards. He's making these pretty plays. He's winning faceoffs. Nico Hischier just does everything. And he came out and he got a nice goal there to start the second period. Again, Severson gets the puck to the net. Like we were talking about with Dougie Hamilton, defenseman getting involved in the plays. And Damon Severson gets one to the net. It's going a little high, and Nico's able to tip it down and right past the goaltender, putting the Devils up at a nice 3-1 lead. And then you know what? Devils played really good for the rest of the period. Mac Black made a big save on a 2-on-1 while the Devils were on the power play. I think that was actually the penalty that Yanni Kuokkanen had drawn. And Blackwood came up big there. I know old Kanji was talking about the shorthanded goals that the Devils have been giving up, and we have been so good in this recent little stretch on the power play. It's actually turned into a positive. It would have been very disheartening to see another shorthanded goal there in the second, but Mac Black saved the day that time. He was saving, like we said, the Homer Simpson moment for late in the third. And it was pretty funny because literally, as I was writing down here on my notes, tightening up on defense, but still pushing the offense in the third period, at 13:22, Nick Dowd made a heck of it was kind of like a pass that he deflected up, and then he kind of like batted it in out of midair. It was a pretty incredible shot that, sometimes you have to just kind of like wow, tip your hat and say, a good day, sir. That was all right. Nice. Well done. Like that's not something I can really get on Mackenzie Blackwood about. However, it did seem to make the team a little bit scrambly and a little bit nervous, especially when Mackenzie Blackwood on a very long clearing, attempt that went right down on goal. Mac Black, decided to hang on to it, and then at the last second, just kind of, just give it to Lars Eller. He's just like, here we go. Let's make this an OT game, and let's have a little fun, and see what happens here. And it was definitely the Homer Simpson Doe moment that led, to Hischier getting his 8th there, which it was like a 2-on-none, and he just not much you could do there. That was one of those moments. Here's your thing. You're facing this team that's given you so much trouble in recent times with the Washington Capitals. You've just made a blunder. Okay. Do you now go into the tailspin mode and collapse here? Or are you able to kind of fight back and, make it into overtime? That's what I was thinking in my head. I was like, all right, guys, just get it to OT here. Don't give up any stupid plays or anything like that. Still move forward, because sometimes your best defense is a good offense, especially with this team. Puck possession could really swing the momentum in their way. Now that the Stars are starting to play a little bit more up to like star caliber, just get it into overtime. That Sherry goal was at 16-13 of the third, tied it up, and the Devils started to look a little scrambly there very late in the game. But we have to give a shout to Beer Baron's favorite, the man he has a man crush on, Mikey McLeod, made a nice block on a pass up on the near the point as the team was starting to get a little scrambly with about 50 seconds or so to go, and you started to get that no moment, Mikey McLeod made a block on a pass and got the puck out of the zone. That was huge because the Capitals eventually did get back in, but the Devils were able to get it into overtime. And then, oh man, I thought Damon Severson was going to get ripped a new one by our man Sam Wu, because he made a very, very, very bad turnover in the OT. Once the Devils had finally gotten possession, because we talked about overtime, it's so important about having that possession. You can control so much with so much room on the ice. You're able to pass back and really, really just hog the puck and make those plays happen to yourself, for your team, rather, and your line mates. But Damon Severson made a terrible, terrible giveaway. And Mac Black shook off the rust from that Homer Simpson moment he had in the third, and made a big save. Well, actually, he didn't. Eller shot high, but he was in position there, and you know what? It didn't go in, and that's all that matters, because then the Jack Hughes show came into effect. All right, and Jack Hughes was making some magic happen. You start to saw the speed, and then he gave the puck away. But wouldn't you know it, Jack Hughes is so fast that he went around the net and kind of somehow turned up in the middle again and took the puck back, got possession. He regained possession after he gave it away, which left Nico Hischier alone on the side. Jack Hughes makes the spin-a-Rooney type pass over to Nico, who importantly now takes his time, because he took it on his backhand, took his time, got set, and then he buried another one. He must have had some scouting. Far side, up, high. Nico Hischier, second goal of the game. The captain strikes for the OT winner. The Devils do not collapse, and the Devils answer a very, very large challenge over this holiday weekend by defeating not only the powerhouse Edmonton Oilers in OT, but the Washington Capitals in OT as well. Coming back, not collapsing, keeping the fight going, and playing the entire game. What did we talk about, Sam Wu? No sleepwalking. They didn't sleepwalk through this weekend, and I got to put my horns up to the boys. Heck of a game over there. 3 stars, Nico Hischier, Damon Severson with the second, and Nick Dowd. I mean, Nick Dowd had a heck of a game. That goal that he just like, boop, boop, like it. Okay. Thank you, sir. Well, we'll try and get one of those for our own at some time. He got the old highlight reel. But shots on goal for the Devils, 12, 12, 10, 3 in OT for a total of 37. That was almost would have been that 3 or 4 games in a row. 3 games in a row with almost 40 shots. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. 37 is pretty close to 40. So not bad. And they only gave up 30 to Washington. They won the face-off percent of battle here, 53% to 46. 0 for 1 on the power play, but Washington was 0 for 1 as well, so didn't take any stupid penalties. Washington definitely out-hit them, 29-13. Tom Wilson threw some big hits, but the Devils didn't take any stupid penalties. And I know I think it was Siegenthaler. Wilson got a good hit on Siegenthaler, and then he tried to go peel off into the play, and Siegenthaler made a great poke, got a stick on it, and knocked the puck away from Tom Wilson. So you know what? I'll take that instead, because Wilson, as much as he is, a big fighter and hitter and everything like that, he's got talent and he's got ability. He's not there just to goon it up. Yeah, so that's the best way to get at him, because that's the way you really frustrate him. Hitting Tom Wilson, yeah, he's not gonna care. But you frustrate him by picking the puck off his stick like that, that's what's going to get under his skin. So Devils, 17 blocks today, getting in the way of that monster Ovechkin shot. Nico, and that ankle. Oh, please. I hope you're okay. Put some ice on it there, buddy. Only 5 giveaways for the Devil. 10 takeaways. Very nice to see Jack Hughes and Nico. We know are very good at that. But just heck of a game, heck of a holiday weekend for us Devils fans. Happy New Year, New Jersey Devils. I feel good, Sam Wu. What say you about this game?
Going to give you a little analysis of what I've observed.
Okay.
Number one, Jack Hughes is a wanted man because he's a big thief. Remember how he was leading? I think he was leading the league in steals for the first 5 or 7 games of the NHL season, and he only played 4 periods. And he's back to doing those little things that he wasn't doing when he came back, but now he's got his legs figured out, with getting back in the swing of things and all that. And it's just a pleasure to see him and Sharon Govich just the way they are positioning their sticks and poking at it. It's a form of artwork, to be honest with you, because they seem like they don't have the size like Bastian, but they do have the skill to make the forward, big or small, change directions because their stick is in the way. And they are really, really using their skill and finesse to stealing those pucks and putting the pressure on, for crying out loud. Also, Damon Severson, Kanji and Dano were just gushing over him, and also Nasruddin says, he's playing very, very well right now. That goal, I was just so happy for him because he's a good player. He's a great player. It's just he's had so many bad things happen to him in the past. And then when that giveaway happened, I'm thinking like, oh no, just keep playing the way you are. That's just one little mistake. And then somehow he got lucky. Devils get the puck back. And then suddenly I see the puck on Severson's stick. And almost he's like, all right. I got this under control. It's all good. And went back at it. I thought that was good. Nico Hischier gutting it out, showing why he is captain. I know that there are a lot of people through social media, especially during our live podcast, saying, why does he have the captaincy? That's why.
Why? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, that's why. Because, he may have not been chipping goals early on, but a captain has a huge responsibility. And, you could make the argument maybe the Devils gave him the captaincy a little too early. But then again, why wait? Let's go through the growing pains right now. Let's get him going. Now that he has been a captain almost a year now, calendar year. He's starting to show us not only why he's captain, but he's showing us that he's got some grit to him. That grit. Remember, we were talking about hockey grit and him, and we're looking for solutions from the leaders. They're going to follow his lead because taking a shot to the leg, he's skating at 120 miles an hour. Then being able to, you see he's out of breath at the end of the second period, and then wills him to do an interview with Erica Wachter, which he could have said no.
I know. If it was like me or you, we'd be like, I don't know, Erica. I just took an Ovechkin shot off my ankle, and that's all I can really think about right now. Let me get back to you on those answers, maybe post-game, all right?
Yeah.
That would have been my response probably at that point, because it would have been agonizing. Did you see him, before? He was just, just crumpled over at the bench, and then he got up and walked off. I was just like, I was concerned at first when he took that shot. I was just like, oh no, please, no broken ankle or anything like that, please, or no broken foot. I was just like, oh man, I was so concerned because we just want to see Nico stay healthy, and you see what a difference maker he is out there. We talked about Sam Wu. He makes whoever's playing with them, he makes them better.
And the Devils played with 5 defensemen at one point 4 when Siegenthaler, took
a puck to the face too.
Face too, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you who played really well. I was kind of watching towards the end of the game. PK Subban. I'll tell you what, PK Subban laid a couple gigantic hits that were they're kind of like away from the play, off camera a little bit because the camera guy. I thought PK Subban stepped up and played very well with Ryan Graves. I thought Ryan Graves played pretty well for a good. I think it was the first or second period, but Dougie Hamilton was practically out of the game for most of the game, and to play with 5D against that high-powered offense and speed of the Washington Capitals, I thought the Devils again facing adversity and overcoming the challenges, they finally beat the Washington Capitals. They didn't get bullied around. I did watch a couple plays. Things did get chippy during the game, away from the play. I was, I kind of gallivant off and watching what other players are doing sometimes. And and the Devils were just disciplined not to retaliate, but also stand their ground out there.
By the way,
yep.
Dougie Hamilton only 2 minutes and 40 seconds played tonight.
About a shift and a half, essentially.
Yeah, Damon Severson almost 30 minutes, 29:52.
Yeah,
and believe it or not, the highest, it actually wasn't Ryan Graves. He was third. Was Siegenthaler with 25 minutes and 24 seconds. Graves had 24:15.
Wow.
So look at that. Damon Severson stepping up. Siegenthaler, we've talked about him as well. He's been one of throughout the course of the year, even when the Devils were playing like hot garbage there for, that 4-week stretch, which isn't too far in our past. We got to remember that. This is only a 3-game stretch here. They've played very, very well though. But Siegenthaler has been kind of, him and Jesper Bratt, I think, have been like the bright spots on the team throughout. You see Siegenthaler's growth. I think we'll get him like a boxing class or two in the off season, so he can throw some better fisticuffs.
Yeah.
And I think we got ourselves a nice little, like bottom 3 defenseman over there who can sometimes shift in and play some really solid minutes for the team. He's done very well.
Yeah. Keith Martin on the YouTube Live says Siegenthaler has been a solid pickup. Yeah, and picked him up from Washington Capitals. I remember the message boards. Caps fans were a little pissed about that.
Yeah.
about that move. I think that was more of a cap move for the Capitals, and no pun intended. And you know what? And that's what happens when you're rebuilding and you're good with your money, with the salary cap. That the Devils took advantage of it, and excuse me. And now they have a solid, stay-at-home defenseman that's not fazed by anything.
You know who he's really good friends with?
Who's that?
I don't know. Could it be the guy that we're naming this show after? The captain, Nico Hischier, both from Switzerland?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and also Ryan Graves, they're going to rely on him some more.
Hell of a game. Yeah.
We don't know what's going on with Dougie right now, but I feel confident with this team.
We're going to have to wait and see with Dougie Hamilton. And look, if Dougie's out for a little bit, which he was already in the season, we did see Ryan Graves step into that offensive role and really start to get pucks at the net. And let's face it, we got a lot of defensemen down there at the old, AHL level that, even if they do get a call up for a week, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. Maybe we get to see a glimpse of Riley Walsh and see what he can do, on the power play. Maybe Kevin Ball comes back. Maybe Hoyt-Uke gets a quick call up. We'll see. There's plenty of options down there. If Dougie is out for, I don't think it'll be an extended period of time, but he may, if it's a broken jaw, then that's going to suck for a little bit, but he'll be back. But it might not be a bad option to get some of these, some of these kids some more playing time.
Tell you how important that game against Boston is. Right now, they're sitting at the last wild card spot at 16, 10, and 2, 28 games played. Devils have played 33, 13, 15, and 5 at 31 points, 3-point difference, and squeezed in between Detroit, Philadelphia, and the BJ's Columbus. This is a big week coming up with.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah, with Boston and 2 with the BJ's, home and home Thursday and Saturday, and then you got the Tampa Bay Lightning. Yeah,
doesn't stop, boys. Doesn't stop. This is what we got to see now. This 3-game stretch has been great, but that's 3 games. There's what 40 some else more to go. You got to keep it going. We can't have one of these 4-week stretches like we went through. And again, we know, we've heard about the sickness and now, the COVID running through the team. And it does look like they now have their legs back, but they got to keep that consistency going. Also, I just want to point out too, nice to see Dawson Mercer really starting to find some chemistry with Yanni Kuokkanen and Andreas. Don't call me Andre Johnson. I thought we almost had a touchdown call today. It was close. Yeah. But it seems like they're really starting to find their groove. And I know I've been a big advocate on this show for putting Yanni and Igor and Jack back together, but maybe this is the right call. As we see Sharon Govich now starting to come alive with Jesper. I mean, wherever Jesper Bratt goes, people have been. He's been the hockey muse, just wherever he goes, good things and points seem to follow. So let's keep this going right now. And hey, it's going to be another tough test against Boston. And what's everyone saying on the old Facebook Live and Twitter Live and YouTube Live? What do you guys have to say about all commenting.
This?
All right.
Let me tell you, there are a lot of people on YouTube Live. Like, it's unbelievable. By the way, YouTube Live, I'm talking to you guys. YouTube Live. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe and set the alerts. Yeah. Facebook Live, you could go to YouTube Live, and YouTube Live, you can go to Facebook Live, Facebook at Let's Go Devils Podcast, YouTube channel Let's Go Devils, on Twitter at Let's Go Devils Pod. You can follow us on there. Trust me, you want to follow us because we're putting out a lot of coverage and content. We got a lot of big things happening in 2022. Art Heaton says, wire up his jaw and get him on the ice like Chara. Talking about Dougie Hamilton.
I was thinking about I was thinking about that too when Char came out in the playoffs and just sat on the bench. Whoo, that was leadership right there. He just sat. He didn't take a shift, but he just sat on the bench. That was something. Good call. Good call.
And then Keith Martin, Bratt is going to get a big payday just for Bratt. Just a lot of comments. Frank.
Got to get Pavel Zacha to wake up too.
Yeah. Felt that they were a lot faster than the Caps tonight.
Yes.
Jim Leahy,
Use their speed.
Big game against Boston Tuesday. Just a lot of comments just going through here. Brandon Cruz is starting to think they should make Naz head coach. Oh,
hey,
the controversy. He's earned it.
Hey, he's earned it.
He's earned the conversation.
He's been through the ups and downs and everything like that. So, and they seem to respond well to him. But whoever just said that about the speed, I can't remember who did you say there said that about using their speed. They were faster than the Caps.
Frank the Tank.
Frank. Excellent. No. It's an excellent point, especially if you look at that last goal, the game-winning OT goal. Like Jack Hughes lost the puck, but he was able to use the speed, and the Capitals were still fumbling around with it there in the center ice. And he got around the net and went back in there and took it away. And he was able to draw now 2 Capitals to himself, which obviously leaves Nico then wide open. His speed made that play. We talked about it. It's a huge advantage for them. And with those young legs, they should be able to, play 60 minutes, no problem whatsoever. Come on.
Yeah, and this is all good stuff, folks. I mean, we hung in there, all of us, you, Scotty, myself.
Sam Wu was patient.
Crew.
Sam Wu was patient. Look at that shirt behind him. He looks at it every day and just says, today I will be patient. I will be patient.
I'd like to thank managing partner of the New Jersey Devils, David Blitzer, for giving us that motivational advice during the intermission interview with Bryce and Erica. Thank you. We got so much mileage out of it, and we continue to get mileage out of it.
Continue to get mileage.
Especially when I forgot that T-shirt was back there.
Yeah. Hey, it's a part of the season. That's just part of the 2021 season. See, and now, okay, so here's the deal now. So the Devils are playing well. We have seen this script before. Now, if they go on a nice little streak here, listen, they're not going to win every game. We know that. But as long as they keep playing, the no sleepwalking. If they don't sleepwalk, they have enough talent where they should be able to be in every game. Even the games in the early season, I think, wasn't it like Calgary came in and Calgary was up like 4-0 or 5-0. The Devils came back. It was like 5-3 or was it 6-4 or something like that to end of the game. Like they came back, they fought, they started scoring goals, okay. We need to continue this. And after 10 games go by, we can't then fall into another 10 game down streak. They got to continue playing with this consistency and with leaders like Nico Hischier out there, blocking shots, scoring goals, grinding in the corner, winning faceoffs, doing walk-off interviews. Dude's rock starring. He's rock starring over there. I'm all about it. Let's see here. Oh, Steve Tartas says Zacha's not getting a big payday. Maybe Brett will be. Zacha may not. Well, he's got to clean up his act because Zacha time was early in the season. He was scoring in that third period, but he has gone ice cold lately. So we really need to get Pavel Zacha going. Janssen. I think Adam Morgan's talking about Janssen not playing with his level of playmaking creativity. I think he's going to get it with Mercer and Kuokkanen. You're starting to see it come together. Kuokkanen is a much different player than playing with Jesper Bratt. That's for sure. And so I think they just needed to learn They're starting to get some chemistry. It's not like we can say the competition has been lacking the past 2 games. They've had to step it into gear. So I think they're going to get that sort of, that stretch going. And yes, Joey Giordino, this is so much better than Devils After Dark therapy, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is so much. Listen, we didn't want to have the therapy sessions, but it was necessary. It was necessary at the time.
Oh, let me tell you something. I want to let all you Devils fans know, because Scotty and I are big Devils fans. And when you go through that, so many losses, and you're trying to create content and trying to keep it fresh, your imagination starts to go elsewhere, and it starts to become extremely creative when you're trying to entertain yourselves when the team isn't really entertaining you. That's all I have to say. That's how that T-shirt was born.
That's how that T-shirt came about.
Mrs. Wu, I credit Mrs. Wu. She was the one that I'm the one with the bright idea. She's the one that executes it, right? So kind of like Beer Baron and Nikki. Beer Baron has the bright ideas. Nikki does it done in less than 5 minutes. So anyway,
most of the ideas are actually Nikki telling Beer Baron to do them, and then him never getting them done, and then Nikki just being like, "I'll do it myself."
just like the roof. You remember the roof pictures?
The garden,
when they were fixing the
bathroom,
they were fixing the roof.
Nikki's got it done in the weekend. This weekend, I don't know. Nikki did everything. She built a deck. What? I don't know. She did it over the weekend. It's like 20-foot high stilts, and there's a barbecue out there. I don't know. There's plants. Somehow the plants all grown already. I don't know how she did it.
Yeah. And there's a family that moved into the neighborhood, and I took the dead tree in the backyard and made them some furniture. I even got them shipped on time.
Yeah.
That moving truck, remember that?
Whittled furniture out of wood and lacquered it and everything. All of a sudden, whatever. Either way, kudos to the ladies of the Let's Go Devils podcast as well.
Bassett guy has a question. Hypothetical question. YouTube Live.
Hypothetical.
Sam and Scotty, if the deadline is tomorrow, that's a big if. If the deadline is tomorrow, do you sell or buy?
Sell.
Yep.
Sell. Yeah.
Sell. Because right now the future does look bright for the Devils. There's no need to expedite the process. What we were complaining about the last 6 weeks was the process started to regress very badly.
Yeah.
But I want the Devils to stay on the course and keep going through the growing pains, of becoming an elite team.
You know what it almost reminds me of? Whenever it was that old Johnny Mack took over coaching and he lasted like 15, 20 games or whatever, and the team was they were just atrociously awful, right? And then they brought Jacques back, and he was just like, right? Didn't they bring Lemaire back after that?
Yep. Yeah.
And he's just like, I just made it simple, and we don't think as much, and we pass the puck, and we go. And then that was it. The Devils went on like this miraculous run for like the rest of the season that had us all like just like, So I don't know. It sounds familiar. Of like they were doing way too much. Let's keep it simple. And now all of a sudden you're starting to see like the results of that. But that was my horrible French genre.
You never know.
There.
Yeah, he kind of sounded like Fonzie there a little bit. But anyway.
Fonzie?
You know what could have happened?
I played the puck.
You know what could have happened? I think this is what I'm going to speculate here. What happened? I think Tom Fitzgerald. Remember, he was very quiet, at least with the press, for a while there, right? Before he had that impromptu press conference on December 20th. And remember, you were telling me, and I agree, I don't want to hear from the owner. I want to hear from Tom Fitzgerald, but we didn't really hear much from him. And then, I think maybe he just sat back and just was like, okay, let's see how they do. And finally, he probably told the coaches privately, I got your backs on this one. He goes, does that press conference, does not call out the players, but he pointed out the players were the solution, but also the problem. But he felt confident in the players that they could figure it out. At the time, I was just like, what? Because I wanted everybody to be fired, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
I even want to fire the owners, even though you can't fire the owners. And that sense of calm, and I wrote this.
Doesn't mean Sam Wu's not going to try.
Yeah. I wrote this. Here's the plug now. I wrote this for pucksandpitchforks.com, which will be online tomorrow morning, about Fitzy may be the greatest asset of the New Jersey Devils, his leadership. Because a sense of calm got the coaches to be not – because when you're a coach and you're on the hot seat, you may get desperate and start doing all sorts of stuff outside of your coaching. But instead, look what the coaches did. You heard all the fire Recchi chants. You heard all about Lindy Ruff being gone. I was wearing paper bags over my head. And what the coaches did was like, all right, let's dumb it down and let's really play simple. Let's play simple.
I think we did a whole analysis on a Sunday night show of, are they going to fire the coaches or are they going to make a big splash trade? I think that was like our like main topic for an entire hour, actually.
Yeah.
We were all at that point.
Yeah. We're at that boiling point. Again, when you're creating content and you're not being entertained by the team, you start to get entertaining. And but honestly, what we did say though, Scotty, was we did give Recchi and Ruff and Najanine props. We knew that they were good coaches. We just simply couldn't figure out why things weren't working.
The team wasn't responding. Yeah.
But
maybe that's all it is. Sometimes you got to coach for the players you have, and instead of the system. I've always been a big supporter of that. Like, I know we eventually struggled with like Pete DeBoer, and it was always like his system. Well, maybe the players you have aren't good for the Pete DeBoer system. Maybe the coach should change the system for what the players have. And it seems as though, our staff has made those adjustments and the players have responded tremendously to it. So 3 games, all very solid efforts, 2 of which are, against elite teams in the league. Elite.
Yep.
Oilers and Caps. I mean, come on. You're talking 2 Stanley Cup favorites right there. So.
Yeah.
Top of the. Aren't the Caps the top of the division, right? Aren't they? No one's ahead of them.
Yeah. They're tied for first, 47 points with I believe Carolina.
They're one up, no, because they got the one. They got one today from us. From the West. So they're in first. Yeah, 1 point over. Excuse me, over the Canes, and then the Rangers are right behind them too. Well, they had that and crazy win streak there.
Commenting on YouTube Live,
boy.
Tony P, we want the cup. Tony P, are you Benji? Are you the 4th star of the game, Benji?
Are you a Benji burner? Is that what it is? There's a Benji burner on YouTube Live. Listen, we're feeling really good right now, but we know this. You can't win every game. A couple of these are going to go against us, and they are a young team. They're going to make mistakes here and there. We saw it today. We talked about Mac Black's Homer Simpson dope. It's going to happen, and there's going to be times where they don't come back from it, but they just got to play hard and keep playing this way, and be smart. Use your speed. Use what you're good at. Keep it simple. Defenseman got in 2 more points today. See, No, wait, was it more? Was it Oh, no, it was just Severson and Subban got points. We talked about the defenseman now getting that shot through, keeping it simple. Get it through the lanes, crash the net, put home the rebounds. It's how Sharon Govich scored right off the bat this afternoon. That's what they got to do.
Steve Tardas. Always a good laugh. Benji Mania running wild, king of optimism. Hey, all of us need a little Benji in our lives, you know? We all do. We like Benji. Also, I just want to tell everyone on the live feeds, 9 p.m. Eastern tonight, Let's Go Devils Podcast Sunday edition, the last leg of the quadruple header Devils Sunday. Shorts Guy and I will break down the week that was. We're going to talk goalie. We're going to talk Mac Black. We're going to talk, by the way, John Gillies is now off the protocol. So we're going to talk about the goalie situation with the New Jersey Devils. Also, tomorrow, we'll report.
Has Shorts Guy ever, you got to ask Shorts Guy what his biggest Homer Simpson Doe moment would be when he's playing goal and stuff like that. If he's ever having ever like had a giveaway like that.
Oh,
like Mac Black did. And then,
you don't know the...
Well, we'll save it for the show. Save it for the show.
No, I'll just tell him because I was actually part of it. That's how actually, this is a true story. This is how Shorts Guy and I met. I scored the game-winning goal against him in the championship game. This is actually, and you know what? You know what's even better?
I have a beer afterwards. Yeah,
I didn't even know that the
thanks
puck,
for that one.
Nobody knew that the puck was in the net except for Shorts Guy, and I didn't think I'd score. And then Fat Mike, who was the defenseman, looked at me. He's like, "Sammy, did you score?" And I was like, "I don't know, but let's celebrate," because everybody else was. So, and then I let Shorts Guy know about it because I didn't even score on Shorts Guy since, and he let me know. I let him know about it for like years.
Okay, all right.
He can verify that story.
Well, it'd be good to actually get his perspective from making a blunder like that gives up a goal and then having to keep your head in the game and not like let that shake you, and like how do you just shrug that off? The goalies are, they're one of a kind goalies. They're one of a kind. So They have to keep that mental focus after. When you let in a goal, I played goalie for a little while. Like you let in a goal, you feel like you just let the whole team down. You're like, oh man, so keeping that mental focus, especially when you make the Homer Simpson moment like Mac Black did this afternoon, it'd be really interesting to hear Shorts Guy perspective on that, being that I'm sure that's something that every goalie has done, mishandled the puck like that. Not everybody is Marty back there,
Benji bobblehead on your desk, says Corbin. All right, now we're getting out of control. We're getting out of control.
Benji bobblehead. All right, I like it.
Hey, you know what? I wouldn't mind to have a Benji bobblehead day.
Benji bobblehead day.
Why not?
When we're back at Taj Lounge 973, maybe we'll have a little Benji bobblehead day. Which, by the way, you can still go to and say hi to Jesse. Even if the game day and Devils After Dark isn't there, they're still open outside the Rock. Game days, they got nice bucket of beers specials. Go in there, tell them Sam or Scotty or Vinny or anybody, from the crew here told you to come on down and say hello. But Taj Lounge 973, and we got some exciting things in store for over there, working on some new technologies and some new capabilities. We're going to be
probably going to go there Thursday. I'm probably going to go there Thursday morning, and I'm going to install. I'll just tell the folks.
No, don't give it away. Don't give it
away. No.
You're like the spoiler king. You're spoiler king Sam Wu over here.
Yeah, but the problem is, then people won't. If they think we're not there, they're just not going to go. How are they going to know? I have to tell people.
Well, there's a bucket of beer.
Should I wait
till
Thursday?
Bucket of beer special will bring the people in, no matter what.
All right.
Cheap beer is always a good thing.
Just order the catfish, and we'll talk about it later. Go to Todd and find out the surprises.
Yeah. Tell them Scotty and Sam and Vinny and everyone from the Let's Go Devils podcast and Game Day Live and Devils After Dark sent you. But looking forward to it. That'll be against the Blue Jackets. Devils' next game will be on the road in Boston Tuesday night, I believe. Right? Is it Tuesday night?
Yep, Tuesday night. Tuesday night.
The old calendar. Yep, Tuesday night, the old 7:00 start, and then Thursday is when it'll be back at the Rock. So really excited for this and everything to come. Thank you, everybody on Twitter Live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, for all the comments. Come here. We want to know what you think of the game, what you think of the team. Your feedback is important to us here. The Devils After Dark, Game Day Live, State of the Fan Address, the big show, the Sunday show, Let's Go Devils podcast, which is coming up tonight, just a few hours. Sam Wu and Shorts Guy doing some goalie talk, so that should be really cool stuff there.
Absolutely. Thank you to everybody. Check out my blogs on hockeybuzz.com and pucksandpitchforks.com. See you at 9 p.m. Eastern. Until next time, this is Devils After Dark. Let's go Devils.